Few of the wonders and abominations of Irish folklore are as terrible as the Slua. Even today, old people in the countryside will keep the windows on the west side of the house fastened tight at all times, but especially during wakes or if someone in the house was ill, out of fear of the Slua coming to pay a midnight visit to their homes. Tales of their wild hunt were told long before Christianity arrived in Ireland. The Slua, whether wicked or saintly, kind or cruel, take the souls of all who cross their path. Though some do say they have a special taste for the living spirits of those who have found true love. In fact, those are the sweetest souls of all to take. Although, admittedly, prying the soul from a body of an otherwise healthy and happy victim does present a challenge. The ancients thought they were fairy gone wrong, warped and twisted, devoid of fear, reason or mercy. When Christianity arrived in Ireland, they transformed the Slua into the lost souls of sinners, attempting to drag the unfaithful down to hell with them as they slept on long, dark nights. On Samhain, Halloween, the unforgiving dead roam the earth, and it is for this reason that all fires were forbidden in the old days, to avoid drawing their attention. Even in death, there was no release for the souls of the captured, who joined them on their hunt, rocketing all over Ireland and further flung places on the darkest of nights. Long ago, a monk said, the spirits fly around in grey clouds, up and down the world's face like starlings, and return to the sites of their earthly wrongdoings. No soul of them is without the clouds of earth, which dim the brightness of the earth's works. Their souls pass over earth like dark clouds, and dim the brightness of the sun. The Slua hide behind little russet docken stems and little yellow ragwort stalks. They fight battles in the air just like men do on the ground. If they are denied their rightful, as they see it, feast, they will then turn to slaughter cattle, cats, dogs and sheep with poisoned darts. According to legend, the Slua commanded men to follow them, and men obeyed, having no alternative. It was these men of earth who slew and maimed at the bidding of their spirit masters, who ill-treated them in the most pitiless manner, rolling and dragging them in the mud, the mire and the pools. Now, if you were unfortunate enough to catch the sight of the wild hunt, it would no doubt be one you would never forget. Haggard and thin, skin barely clinging to bone, in a pitiful version of what they used to be in human form. The Slua are bird-like, even when not in flight. Leathery wings are kept close to their bodies, forming a weathered sort of cape or cloak. Hands and feet of bony claws, sparse strings of dark hair covering their heads, gnarled pointed teeth protruding from a beak-like mouth. Their looks do not lend themselves to blending in easily with the living, so they keep to the wild hunt. They keep to the night skies, where their form can morph and utilize the darkness and the shadows. The echoes of their wings strike fear in the hearts of people. Stories of ill-omened birds heralding bad times ahead. The truly broken-hearted may be attacked, or the foolish or unlucky may summon them by saying the name Slua 9 times over. And trust me when I say that once they pick up your scent, you're in big trouble. It will be wise to stay indoors until the thumping of dark wings fades into the early light. Old storytellers also sagely advise avoiding lonely places like deep woodlands or deserted alleys, for fear that a passing hunt would take a fancy to them. Another option, albeit the most horrible, to avoid spending all of eternity with them, is to give them someone else in your place. Stories are frequently mocked, fables dismissed, and tales of old simply ignored as nothing more than make-believe. Legends and myths are simply bedtime stories, ghost stories passed down through generations, lulling children to sleep before the Sandman spreads his dust or the Boogeyman arrives. Many of the stories of the Slua were often told by a terrified child waking up or a slightly tipsy Irishman after a night of porter and whiskey. So logically, they were all put down to nightmares or simply a hungover soul suffering from the fear. But consider this. Have you ever laid in bed and watched shadows dance across your room while there is no light to feed them? Have you ever heard distant shrieks and blamed it on a cat, knowing deep down that no cat wails like that? And occasionally, when you awaken from a deep, deep sleep, a creepy sense that someone or something was watching you. When you were startled awake by the sensation of falling, mornings when you wake up exhausted, your limbs achy and your head pounding, that strange floating sensation. All of these things you believe are just dreams. Of course, that's how they appeared. But just perhaps, the Slua came for you, the shadows on your ceiling. But when they heard of a weaker soul, they steal through the night and left you sleeping. But they can still hear you breathing. And they'll be back. They always come back. And that is the legend of the Slua, most likely brought on as a way to explain sleep paralysis in ancient Ireland. But then again, our wonderful little island is full of mysteries and magic. So maybe you only find out if they are real when it's already too late and you hear the wings outside your door. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and share it wherever you can. It really helps my channel grow and it is greatly appreciated. If you would like to hear more tales that make it difficult to sleep, why not subscribe? And I'm sure I have other videos you might enjoy too. Keep safe, Macorja. This is Jay from Our Legends. Good night and good luck.